Está recording. Ahora sí ya estamos grabando.
Erica.
Hi, thank you for your patience. Can you see me?
No.
Can you see me now?
No.
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 That's okay. You can go ahead. It's recording. So
Okay. Well, it's 9:06 a.m. So I think it's a good time to start. So we can keep going and make it fast. Thank you for joining us this morning. Thank you in the name of the Greater Southwest Development Corporation. And this morning we are so happy to be with a wonderful woman. I'm going to read about her
números.
life career. But first, I would like to thank our partners, Eagle Chamber of Commerce, Emerald South, Sunshine Enterprises, and Rogers Park Business Alliance. Thank you to them, and thank you to all the alumni who are connecting with us. This Saturday talk, it's about how to be positive and improve your business. Thank you, Luz Marie Caro, who is our speaker today in this talk, and I'm going to read about her. Luz Marie Caro is a certified Reiki master, life coach, professional organizer, author, inspirational speaker, and international speaker. And most of all, Luz, you won't let me lie. You are a lover of life. So she's passionate about helping others. She's the owner and founder of the Wellness Center Light at the End. And after 20 years in corporate, Luz followed her heart and pursued psychology. Out of her desire to help others, her company, A Light at the End, was born. Luz firm helps busy, overwhelmed individuals get physically, emotionally, and spiritually organized. And a lot of people refers to her like a love of life, and others shines through her like a rainbow from heaven to earth. Luz was born in Manhattan, New York, and raised in Chicago. She's proud mother of Crystal, Alina, and Matthew Marion.
You got it?
And she's looking forward to give back to the community by continuing to inspire others. So thank you, Luz, for being with us this morning and to allow us to know more about positivism.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure and an honor.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Luz Marie, for taking the time to be with us and to inspire all business owners and inspire the community about more positive things. And thank you everybody for being here. So
Yeah.
please enlighten us. Remember,
Sounds
if you
good.
have any questions, please type it in the chat or please feel free just to mute yourself and ask any questions. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you both. Well, thank you all for being here this morning. It's an honor and a pleasure. How to be positive and improve your business. I am a new business owner. I've been doing what I do for almost a decade. But I call it a new business owner because it's only been a few years since I got myself incorporated and got my website together. And just January of last year is when I opened the Wellness Center location in Aurora. So prior to that, I was working from my home, helping individuals one-on-one, and then they wanted to bring their families. And then before you knew it, I had 10, 15 people in my family room, and it got a little tight. So just the fact that my passion, as Soraya just read, is to help individuals to come from a place of feeling balanced physically, emotionally, and spiritually. So how does that interact or relate to businesses. Well, I never thought of myself as a businesswoman, quote unquote, or entrepreneur. I just wanted to help. I wanted to assist individuals. I wanted to share what has helped for me in my life, to overcome so many obstacles and tragedies and difficulties in life. I wanted to share that with individuals so that they too can listen, can hear, can feel that it is possible not to live in that place. So, just briefly, just giving you a couple of those obstacles or trials and tribulations, if I may. Raised in Chicago, a humble park in the 80s when things were really, really bad there. My daughter's 25. She lives there now, and it's a beautiful, beautiful place to live in. But back in the 80s, it was difficult with gangs and drugs. I could reach out of my bedroom window and get any drug I wanted if I chose. I decided not to get into gangs or to do drugs, and do something better for myself. So when it comes to being positive, obviously that's, I think, where it initiated from, right? Because my surroundings, my neighborhood was not what I envisioned for myself. So I wanted different. I'm not trying to say that it was bad or good or not. I just wanted different. So my thoughts were always, always, always trying to stay rooted and grounded in what I wanted, not what I didn't want. And I think I start from that premise because it's so important for us. I deal with my clients and work with them all the time regarding this. Staying positive and coming from a place of making sure that your thoughts are coming from what you want, not what you don't want. And what I mean by that is that everything is energy, right? So our actions are energy, our thoughts are energy, our words are energy, but that thought is so powerful because it's something that you don't hear, right? Because it's inside of you. You're the only one that hears it, but it carries energy. And so that's why that phrase that they say, if you think that you can, and if you think that you can't, you're right. And what does that mean? It means that whatever you are thinking is exactly what you're going to get. Okay, the majority of the time, that's exactly how it works. So, a few clients during this pandemic, it's been difficult for individuals to stay positive, to stay happy, to trust, and come from that place as opposed to fear and worry and lack and the fear of contracting COVID, all these different things that go on because of what's happening out there, correct? So when they come to me and say, I would love to work on this fear that I have, what fear is it? It's a fear of contracting COVID. Okay, so what, if you may, can you share is the thought process that goes on in your mind each and every day? They said, well, I'm afraid I'm going to get the virus because I'm afraid that then I won't be able to work. And if I can't work, then I can't provide for my family. And if I can't provide for my family, everything's going to turn into shambles. So that person is coming from that fear, right? They don't want the virus. So we work on helping the individual come from another place. They want to be safe, right? And guided and protected. And that's where you place your attention on. So whether you want to call that being positive or just being conscious of your thoughts, it really doesn't matter. What matters is placing your time, your energy on what you want, not on what you don't want. Okay. So that's like the baseline of our talk today. How to be positive and to improve your business. So I will tell you that I am not a techie savvy person whatsoever. Well, I'll correct that. I wasn't until COVID came. So the fact that COVID occurred and it just didn't happen here in Illinois, it happened everywhere. And yes, it's a scary thing. And yes, individuals have passed. But if we start to shift the thought process, instead of the fear and the worry regarding the COVID, excuse me, to place it in what's the positive that you can get out of the situation. So, for instance, for me, I can tell you wholeheartedly that since I wasn't a techie savvy person, I had thought of creating a wellness program and offering it to corporations for the past 2, 3 years. I opened a Light at the End, the actual center in Aurora, in January of 2019. So this January was just 1 year, okay? And then 2 months later, the pandemic hits, right? So I no longer can see individuals at my center. So I'll be honest with you, in 3 weeks, I was at a loss. I had 2 sessions at $60 each. So I made $120 in 3 weeks when the pandemic started. And I thought, I've been wanting to start these wellness programs for corporations for the longest, and I haven't done it. Fear, is it going to work? I mean, everything's in here, but I had nothing documented. And don't get me wrong, at the center, I was offering the workshops, and individuals would come and enjoy it, and it was great, but it wasn't something that I had outlined, the titles of the workshops, the length of the workshop. I didn't have PowerPoint presentations created. And so I share that because there's always, always, always good, positive, amazing things that can come out of every situation, no matter what the situation. So the pandemic starts, and I start thinking, and it took me a little time, a couple weeks. I used to be a very shy woman 5 years ago. So obviously, I'm no longer shy, and I've spoken internationally, and I've been master of ceremonies for large audiences, and I'm so grateful. I'm not coming from a place of ego. I'm not sharing that from that place. I'm sharing it from a place of that if I can do it at 45, I'm 50 now, everyone can do it. Because when you're coming from this center, your heart center, and you want to share your love and love for life and your joy and light that you have within, God and the universe conspires to give you exactly what you need in order to make that happen. And so I can talk for hours now. Before, I couldn't even speak for 2 minutes on stage. But my hope is that by hearing my story, by connecting with my energy, you too can understand how things can occur. So here we are, the beginning of the pandemic. $120 in 3 weeks. Can't afford to pay my rent at the center. And I think, what am I to do? Well, obviously, work on those corporate wellness programs. So when I started thinking, meditating, praying, whatever you'd like to call it, envisioning myself already with these corporate wellness programs, I get a call from a friend. And she said, well, she's a teacher for the school district. And she said, we're looking for an individual to offer something for the parents of our students to assist them through this time, because a lot of difficulties were being experienced, right? On all forms, on the parents, on the children, all encompassing, right? So I had started a self-care Sunday for the Fig Factor Foundation. It's an organization that I'm the vice president for, assisting these young girls to have a space once a week, an hour that they can talk and share with zero judgment. And because the individual that called me was participating in that, she thought, hey, maybe you can offer that for the school district that I work for. I said, sure. So here I am thinking, because I'm such a giver, thinking, it's 2 or 3 sessions for the parents, and, I'm donating my time, and I'm doing it from my heart, still not having the finances that I needed like I was, right? And all of a sudden, she said, we spoke to the director, and they really, really like you, and they would love to hire you. So how much would you charge? So that right there just gets the ball rolling. The fact that you are coming from a place of wanting to give, but it's also your business. Remember, I mentioned earlier that I never thought of myself as a businesswoman, but that's my income so that I can continue doing what I love, which psychology is my passion. I'm not a psychologist, but I am a life and wellness coach and a Reiki master. So what happens is they loved it so much, they hired me for not only in Spanish, but also to do it in English. And then they hired me for 6 consecutive weeks. So 12 programs total. So I am proud to say that I was hired for the job before I had even created the corporate wellness program. Because remember, it's all in here, but there was nothing documented. So I was able to create these 12 beautiful, colorful PowerPoint presentations. And since now we're doing everything virtually, I upgraded my Zoom, excuse me, to be a pro version. And now I can record. Now I can stay on for longer than 40 minutes. So the sessions were 90 minutes recorded. And then I'm able to send that to the principal, the superintendent. She's uploading it into their website So the entire East Main School District 63 has access to it. Whether we had 5 people or 15 people on our call, it's available for everyone. So out of that, you think like, wow, that's great, and you get a couple $1,000s for your programs. I know what they're worth because I know what they do for individuals and how they help. But it's that little doubt that's in the back of your mind. So always coming from a place of self-centered, right? Being positive, knowing that what you are sharing is of value to other individuals. It's your business. Put everything you have into it. I don't call it work because it doesn't feel like work. This sharing, talking, presenting, hosting workshops is my passion. So be passionate about what you do because what you do is your passion. And then that's when you can feel it. Other individuals that connect with you can feel it and it assists them, whether it's a product, whether it's a service. And before you know it, people talk to people. So a lot of the teachers that were on those programs and parents obviously really connected with what I was sharing. They loved it. So now they're my clients. And now they would like to host that with their families. So I'm just saying that you plant a little seed and more comes of it and more comes of it. I'm not big on marketing myself per se, but word of mouth because of referrals is the most powerful, I think, marketing tool that you can have. But it is important to get out there and let people know. I had a friend that's a friend of mine for 3 years. And one day she says, Luz, what exactly do you do? That was a big aha for me that I'm not sharing with my, 4,300 friends on Facebook or LinkedIn or my Instagram account. So it is important to put things up there, whether it's something that you've shared, if you've presented somewhere, or if you've done a talk or a workshop. It's important to place the flyer up to let people know what you've done, or place a picture up, and every now and then let them know. So that's how helped me because I did those 8 weeks for the Self Care Sunday for the Fig Factor Foundation, and it ended. We had some of the students asking, "Is there anything else you're offering?" And I thought, there's so much abundance and there's so much need. I knew of, I didn't know one personally, but one I did, 2 young boys that committed suicide during this pandemic. So the change is very, very radical for all of us, okay, adults and children. So very important that when we see a need, that we stand up, that we rise and we do whatever it is, okay? So I created a girls hangout on Sunday evening and a boys hangout on Monday evening, just a safe space for children ages 10 to 19 to log on during Zoom, via Zoom. There's no recordings of it, just a place where they can talk, they can meet other individuals. I know it isn't like a hug and a kiss and a social kind of time, but it is social because you're seeing them, you're talking, you're sharing. We do art projects. We talk about the pandemic and their feelings. Perhaps no one's really asked them. So always knowing that the needs are there. It's just for us to take the time to really connect with what the need is at the moment and address it and share whatever it is, whether it's a free something that they're sharing or something that is having a value to it, like these wellness programs, and just knowing and trusting that if you are here to help, to serve, God in the universe conspires to assist you to get exactly what you need and connect you accordingly. I've been so blessed, so blessed with different opportunities. I'm sorry, let me know when you'd like me to stop because before I couldn't talk and now you can't shut me up.
You're doing great. You're doing amazing.
There's just so much to share. It's so beautiful. So just knowing and trusting that everything you need is already there for you. You just have to learn to kind of quiet your mind. Not saying you need to meditate every day. If you can, that's wonderful. 15 or 20 minutes in just silence to listen, because all of these views are out there. Everything that you need is available to you. You just have to allow yourself the time and space to receive it, to allow it, okay? And I see my beautiful Jackie just logged on, and I would love to talk about her and the fact that she believed in me before I believed in myself. And what does that mean? She asked me to be a co-author. So that's great. I was very afraid to talk in public, like I mentioned earlier. From that, so many other things have come to me to share. You know, the possibility of going to the Dominican Republic, to be part of a beautiful gathering of a limited amount of people. There were 11 of us in this beautiful space. It was like a mansion to me. And when I get there, I'm afraid, I'm nervous. It was 3 years ago. But one of our mentees from the Fig Factor Foundation that I mentioned earlier was there. So both of us, shy, innocent, and here we are in this beautiful space. And when you allow yourself to be where you need to be, whether you're afraid or not, do it and do it afraid, everything opens up. So all these individuals that are there, Deepak Chopra's little brother, younger brother, Dr. Sanjeev Chopra, and his wife, Dr. Amita Chopra, were there. Elena Sotomayor, that's her house, and all these beautiful, amazing people. And you sit and you think, how did this happen? You know, you don't really need to know how it happens. Just like I mentioned earlier, when the opportunity is there, seize the moment, whether you're afraid or not, allow it, do it afraid. Every single thing that you want lies on the other line, on the other side of that fear. And once you overcome that, then everything continues to come and flow. Opportunities. Jackie has offered me master of ceremonies for all these different book signings and book launches and presentations. And as a VP of as the Fig Factor Foundation, just knowing that everything you have in here really comes out, as long as it's not coming from a place of ego, comes out, touches individuals. Those individuals in turn get inspired, touched, and motivated, and give you the opportunity to do something somewhere else. And that has been my life for these past 5 years. Happy to say I have a few more individuals that I'm quoting for the corporate wellness programs, doing voiceovers, just so many different things that are available for you. But the most important thing is to stay grounded, be positive, always knowing that everything that you want and need exists, and allowing, changing that mindset, like I mentioned earlier, from, you know, the doubt, the fear, the worry, to I got this, and knowing what the need is out there and making sure that you co-create whatever it is that needs to be shared so that these individuals can get to the place that they need to be. And each and every one of you can do that, because if I did it, you can do it too. And I know I've been talking a lot, I'm sorry. So I will allow some time for questions, but I'm so honored and grateful to be able to share, because if I can do it, everyone can do it. Thank you.
Thank you. We want to allow 2 minutes for questions. If uh, if you have any questions, now is the time. Erica, Freda, Viri, Jackie, thank you for joining us this morning.
As she says, good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Sorry, I'm in the car with my family.
Oh, good morning, Jack.
Hello,
My brothers
family.
are in town. I'm so excited.
Beautiful family, Camacho family.
Yay, 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 magic.
Magic family. Erica, do you have any questions?
Yeah, Luz Marie, thank you so much. You are saying something very positive, as a matter of fact, and I like the way you're saying, like, we have to be positive. But help me out with this. We have some business owners who have been going through very hard times, where they have been closed, where they have no income, and they're suffering a lot. Some of them, they have been looted. How can you, because you cannot just say be positive and people will automatically be positive, right?
Mhm.
So how can we transform from negative to positive thinking?
Thank you. Gratitude. One word, gratitude. So when you are coming from a place of fear and worry and lack, right, and negativity, if you might say, in order to get to a place of love and abundance and positive, positivity, gratitude. So simple things like you can take a piece of paper and start writing things that you are grateful for. That on its own, Erica, will shift your mindset, because since everything is energy and you cannot have two thoughts at the same time, you can't be angry and worried and about to do something, oh, like you can't believe it, and be happy and grateful. Not at all. So only one thought at a time. So the quicker that you can shift that mindset or that energy from the fear, the lack, the worry, the hurt, the pain to gratitude, I'm alive. Not everyone can say that we woke up alive this morning. And that is a very, very positive place to come from. Your life, right? Everything else, I mean, at the moment, it seems very difficult, right? uh, Low finances, or someone was looted, like you mentioned, their business is not bringing income. So allowing yourself the time to be grateful, knowing that, okay, things are different at this moment, but start writing a list of all the things that you're grateful for, and look at that list. And what are you passionate for? What are you passionate about? Perhaps temporarily, you can shut the business down and do something else on the side, right? Like I was mentioning, I had to go to Aurora for my one-on-one sessions, and it was a 40-minute drive and then an hour and a half session and a 40-minute back. Now, because I'm doing things virtually, I'm saving time because I don't have to drive there. I'm saving on gas. So those are savings that, if you start thinking about that, I'm grateful because I don't have to drive 40 minutes each way. I'm grateful because I don't have to spend the gas. So now when I upgraded to my Pro Zoom, that $150 for the year doesn't feel bad because it allowed me to do so many other things. And like I mentioned, it was something that I had up here, but I had nothing documented. So knowing that the need is out there, right? So we need to figure out what we can do to shift our mindset from that fear and worry and lack, and turn it around. Something as easy as dancing for 2 minutes, dance for a song. Let's say you're worried something bad is happening. Aside from that list of grateful things, turn a good song, your favorite song on, blast it, and you dance. And you're going to change that the chemistry in your body, because the four chemicals of feel good, a dose of feel good chemicals, I always call it, it's dose, DOSE, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. Those are the chemicals that make you feel good, that when you're in love or when you're dancing or when you're shouting are released in your body, in your brain, okay? More of that gets released, more you'll feel much better. Now, if you go to the place of fear and lack, you're going to release cortisol and epinephrine, and those are not feel-good chemicals. Okay, so I know that the issues are there, the difficulties are there. I get it, but be careful of the attention, the energy that you place on it. Don't be like, oh, it's all over, I'm doomed. If I would have gone that way when I made $120 in 3 weeks, I would have been depressed. I would have been shutting down my business, as opposed to, okay, taking that time to center yourself and knowing that this is not going to be forever. We are amazing, resilient human beings, right? And the fight or flight response, let's notice that, okay, and place that time and energy and those chemicals to be what you want, not what you don't want. What you need, not what you don't need. And really, everything else just falls into place. Take it from me. A lot of beautiful things have come out of such difficulties. I'm even writing a book with 15 other individuals. Hashtag love through COVID-19. And it makes my heart so happy. Thank you, Jackie, because there's so many things that are available if you just allow. If you don't allow yourself to be stagnant, it's almost like a pond that doesn't have any flowing water. It stinks, right? And mosquitoes lay their little babies in there, and it's yucky, as opposed to making sure that that energy is flowing, cleaning it out, rolling it out, and being fresh and renewed, knowing that you too are capable of doing it, and believing it, and it shall be. I hope that helps a little bit, Erica.
Thank you so much. Yeah, what you're saying is so true. I'm sorry, I don't know why I hear like that.
What's that?
Can you hear me well?
I hear you now. Mhm.
Yes. Um, so what I'm taking from you is like we should live one day at a time, right? We don't have to be thinking about too much about the past, too much about the future, but live and see every day like a new day, like a new blank sheet, right? Where you have the opportunity to start fresh every single day. When you can
Erica,
start, and if you did a mistake yesterday, the day is over. Let's start again.
beautifully. There's a statement I always say: when you are worried about the past, you become depressed. When you worry about the future that hasn't even arrived, you become anxious. But when you are grateful and you live in the present moment and at peace, wow, what a difference it makes, right? I mean, it's a gift. That's why it's called a present. So just living day by day, not saying that you shouldn't, save money for retirement or something, but not worrying about it, not placing energy on what already happened because there's nothing you can do about it, and not placing so much attention on what hasn't happened yet. Because when you do that, you're missing the most important moment of your life, which is today. Like right here, I'm talking and sharing. I'm not thinking about what I didn't do yesterday. I'm not thinking about the fact that I couldn't sleep last night. I was tossing and turning because I'm moving in 14 days, 13 days. I'm packing up my house. So I went to sleep at 3:30 last night. But I got up at 7:15, 7:20 this morning, invigorated, happy, grateful for this opportunity. Even if there was one person on here, me, Soraya, and one more person, I would have been so super excited, because if that person can hear one sentence and that can shift their life, it was well worth it. So, yes, focusing on today, being grateful for today, knowing that things happen in life, but it doesn't make you, it doesn't mold you. I mean, I come from the city of Chicago with the drugs and the gangs, as I mentioned, um, drugged and raped at age 20 by a Chicago cop. I lost two brothers. I had nine. I have seven now. One to a gunshot to a head, one to a house fire. And if I dwell on that, what is my life going to become? What are my kids going to see? On the contrary, I'm grateful, grateful, grateful that when one of them was shot, the other people around them were not shot and killed. I miss my little brother. He was 23 every single day. I love him. I talk to him, but I'm not going to dwell on the fact that he's no longer here. Those 23 years, he shared his love and light, and his two beautiful children are here to know that their dad gave him life. But if you concentrate on the lack, that's all you're going to continue to get. There's no space for that. This life is so beautiful. It's such a beautiful, amazing gift. Let's make the best we can right here, right now, because wow, everything is available. Everything is available. And Jackie's no longer with us, but she's an example of that. But thank you, Erica. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And
My pleasure.
just for to conclude, do you think you can share with us some of the things that you do with your clients, just to have a
Mhm.
taste of the meditation
Oh,
or
sure. Sure, sure. So, very unique. I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
My microphone was off. Uh,
Yes.
I when I met you, like 3, 4 years ago, I didn't know about Reiki, and I don't know if the people that are with us today, they know about Reiki. I would love uh, to for you to give us an example, as Erica said, about Reiki, what it is, because
Okay.
a lot of people didn't know, right? So,
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you guys for that, Miss Frida. I was going to ask that too as well. Thank you so much. I even tried to Google it, but I didn't get the correct just then. So thank you so much. I would love to
Wonderful.
hear
Thank you
about
for
it.
the
Thank you.
question. Sorry, I assumed when I first started 8 years ago, people were saying, Ray, what? So, Reiki, it's ray of light and key to the soul. That's how I help people remember it. Reiki, Reiki. And I do or offer my sessions very differently than the majority of people, but what Reiki is, it's a Japanese healing modality and it's universal life force energy. Everything is energy. I call Reiki love. So I just get to share my love with individuals. A Reiki session, since I'm a life and wellness coach, I incorporate both. And since I love sound therapy and aromatherapy and visualizations, my Reiki sessions are very, very different. Even with doing them through Zoom, it's very beautiful and interesting because the individuals still get to feel it. And the aromatherapy part, obviously, they can't get to smell it. But since I walk individuals through guided meditations and visualizations, the mind is such a powerful thing. So let me share a little bit of how it is, and then I'll be happy to share a little part so you can experience it if that's okay. So an individual walks in when I had the center open, which I haven't obviously because of the pandemic. They walk in and they walk into a space that the lights are off, all the candles are lit, and the aroma is very fresh and inviting. Sometimes I use lavender, which is very relaxing, or I can use citrus, lemon, lime, orange, grapefruit, rose, depending on what the individual's needs are. If they're trying to um, fall in love or work on the love with their partner or work on self-love, I'll use more like a rose or cinnamon, which are more apt for that. And if they're a little bit hyper and they're trying to calm down, I'll use a lavender, etc. So the infuser is giving the aroma. And then for the ambiance, obviously I have the candles and we have 2 chairs with a little table in the middle. And the little table will have a box of Kleenex because during these sessions, there's a lot of healing required, okay? So whether it's childhood trauma, which we all have, whether it's an extreme or a less, severe trauma, and all of that gets stuck in our body on a cellular level. So even though we think that there's nothing going on, that we went through that and nothing, is of it. For instance, my being drugged and raped at 20, I worked on that for 25 years on forgiving him. It was not until 5 years ago that I realized when I was diagnosed with possible breast cancer and possible cervical cancer that I'm like, no, 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 there's no cancer in this body. Okay. So again, the thought of being positive that I am safe, healthy, guided, protected, not that, oh, the doctor said that I have cancer, so I must have cancer. No, I don't do that. God and the universe are not here to cause us angst and harm and ill will. So once you change your thoughts, you change your life. Okay. So 5 years ago, when that came up, I realized, okay, the breast is my body and my cervix is my body. And I nurse my children. I'm so grateful for that. Why is my cervix possibly with cancer? The rape. That's a very intimate, personal part. And those 25 years of working on forgiving him, I had not worked on forgiving myself. And if you don't know about this book, it's my favorite, amazing book. Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life, has a glossary inside that gives you the probable cause and a new affirmation. So I looked up cervix and it has to do with all this. And I'm like, I never forgave myself. So going back a little bit, just forgiving yourself. You forgive the individual for what they did or didn't do. But always remember to forgive yourself, because if you don't forgive yourself, you can't forgive others. If you don't love yourself, you can't love others. So it always starts from you. Okay. So a session, you sit down, you talk, you have this hurt, this trauma. And when we don't heal, forgive, and let go, it continues to repeat. So for instance, you have an abusive father, alcoholic, and you haven't worked on forgiving him and forgiving yourself. That trauma stays registered within yourself on a cellular level. So you end up finding abusive partners, you end up marrying alcoholics, and then it continues, the cycle continues until you work on it. And that's why I'm passionate about my job. My job, they call it, right? My work. It's my passion. You help individuals. So after we talk for 15 or 20 minutes with the individual, and a lot of tears come out, hence why the Kleenex box is there. the aroma, the sounds. Then we go to the back room, and I have a massage table, fully clothed. The individual lays down. I put a cover over them, cover their eyes, and a guided meditation happens, just walking them through where they need to be. And the majority, 9 times out of 10, they fall asleep and snore, which is beautiful because that helps me feel that they're trusting. I use my aromatherapy. I have tuning forks. I have my Himalayan singing bowl, and they just go to another place. The hands, you sometimes feel the hands on different chakras. I do the seven main chakras. We have 114 of them: the crown, the third eye, the throat, the heart, the solar plexus, sacral, and the base. I like to do the hands, the knees, and the feet because those areas have so much energy. And at the end, you do 30 minutes facing up, 30 minutes facing down, and then 10 or 15 minutes for us to recheck. Where'd you go? How do you feel? And the majority have gone to such a beautiful place that it takes me a couple minutes to bring them back. It's a relaxation. It feels like you had a massage, but it's not a deep manipulation. Sometimes you feel my hands, sometimes you don't. When I invoke and I connect with the individual, wherever the healing is needed, Reiki goes. So that's what's Reiki. Reiki goes exactly where it's needed, okay? And, oh, that's great. You're so sweet. I see all the messages. The importance of it is letting go of those feelings that are in the past that no longer serve you. Those memories, the pain, the hurt, letting go of that to invite all the possibilities of what you're capable of. So allowing individuals to connect with the best version of themselves. And what that is just renewal, invigorating, motivating, satisfying, because then everything else that you're supposed to connect with, you'll have the space for it. It's like making space when you have a group of friends that are really not serving you and you love them, but they're bringing you down. They're negative. They don't believe in you. They don't support you. You have to be strong enough to separate that. Not saying you're not going to love them anymore, but to separate from those friends, to allow space for those beautiful, amazing new friends that come into your life, that there's no space for them because you're spending time and energy, and all your time and energy with the ones that are not serving you. So that's exactly how the energy within us is. The old stuff needs to be rid of, forgiven, let go, so that you can allow space for the new, which is loving and light, possibility, welcoming, and abundance. Yeah, sorry. But if you have any questions, go do so. And then if not, I'll give you a couple minutes of the relaxation so you can experience it.
Ooh. I mean, I have to say that I have to share that I have experienced a Reiki session with you, and it was miraculous. I felt so different for so many days, like around 3 weeks, that I was like so happy from inside.
Oh,
And those hours that I spent with Luz, it was like a lot of drama, a lot of crying, a lot of things that you have to heal from inside. And the relaxation was just like I don't think that I've had like that in my life. So
oh,
I would
thank
love
you for sharing.
that you can share with us
And this is Frida.
time.
Um,
Yes.
I can you guys hear me? Okay, I love it. I love it. And this is so awesome. I'm feeling all of these things, not the Reiki part, which I need the Reiki part to heal, but all of the other things, the kind of negative things that you were talking about, Luz, it's so great. And this is kind of validation. Sometimes I can, because I'm 65. I just made 65. Been, life. You know how life is, and how life takes you, brings you through things. A lot of these, like Tai Chi, Qigong, Feng Shui. I've heard of those things, and I really want them in my life. But then, and I think there's none in void. That they don't mean anything. But when I hear a presentation on it or workshop on it or a consultant, I'm like, wow, that it's really. I mean, look at that. I had felt that a few years ago. I thought these things, and here it's actually a meaning to it. So when you, one of the things is, and excuse me, I just came up a flight of stairs, so I'm talking and
Um,
trying to breathe.
No
But what
worries.
it is I just that friend. As far as friends, the people in your life and you love you, they can be friends and family, but they kind of bring the negativity. I really love you mentioning that because I just experienced that a couple of days ago with a close cousin of mine, and I love her. On that side of my family, so on the mother side, it's a lot of drinking and cursing and just so everything. So I'm, you know, really slowly getting away from that because I'm a Christian. I'm growing in the Lord and everything, and so I'm slowly getting away from that. But that's part of my life, and I love her. We're like friends. It's like I don't have close friends, just like I have her. She's a cousin, but it's that divide there, and it's just I love it the way you indicated. You can still eventually get away from them, but still love them and still have them in a life. And I need that. I need all of those exercises. So thank you for bringing that up.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for your vulnerability and openness. And there's no coincidence in life, okay? So there's a reason. If you said it was just a couple days ago, you were thinking about that and going through that, that's exactly the energy you put out. And then it comes back so that it can come through me to come to you. So that wasn't something that I planned on sharing, but it's perfect. There's no coincidences and it is beautiful, beautiful. So congratulations,
Thank
you
you.
can do it.
Thank
And when you mentioned Tai Chi and Qigong and yoga and all these beautiful things, instead of saying you want to try it because you're speaking in the future, how about, if I may, recommend affirming it as I welcome them. I welcome these beautiful new therapies that are available for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the connections. And you'll see from a friend, from a colleague, from another person, it's like, hey, you want to try this via Zoom? It's a Qigong, or hey, there's a Reiki session, because you're inviting it. You're opening up your vortex of receiving to God in the universe, and that comes to you because there's no coincidences. So, blessings, you got this.
So please
thank
share where they can find you, where they can contact with you and have this amazing experience of Reiki and
Oh,
to be positive and improve not just your business, but your
hmm. Thank you. That's what it feels like it turned into, right? Thank you.
Yes,
Well,
and this is Frida again. Now qigong. Well, feng shui. I tried tai chi, the yoga, acupuncture. So I have tried all of those. Those are great, great. But
wonderful.
Reiki, I think that's my next step because it's just like my skill, my need is stronger. You know,
Mm,
as it gets stronger. I live in underserved communities. I'm on the south side of Chicago. I'm in Washington Heights, Roseland, Chatham, Inglewood, and I'm a real estate investor.
mhm.
And so, just these properties. My goal is to bring these properties up to bring homeowners back in the community, get rid of and rehab the distress and board up properties. And my husband, he's out there now. We're rehabbing a house. So
Beautiful.
we want to bring up the community, and we're giving back to serve because we're retired, and we're giving. We want to give back, but we've been doing this over 36 years, though. We've been married
Beautiful.
36 years. We've been in our home 36 years. So this is we're grateful for those things, and just want to give back. It's kind of hard. It's I won't say it's hard. But it's challenging, and if it's
Okay.
in your gut and it's something that you love, we're through it in it thick and thin. So
Beautiful.
yeah. So
Congrats.
the communities, and that's exactly what we need. It can bring you down, not bring you down, but I'm at a point where I've lost. I just want to stay at home now. Some of the things that I love, I don't aspire that anymore. Getting out, talking to people, going to meetings. You can do everything on Zoom, but travel. Because we're in a financial bind. We're not in the bind. We're in the, what do you call it, with our business, in the red. So I'm working to get in the black.
Yes.
And this COVID, there was a lot of positive because I was able to get loans, but I need to devise a plan. I have a plan, so the loans were able to pay off a lot of high debt, high interest that we were paying on business debt. So you pay it off, which is great, but we need to continue so that we can continue to build on those things. And that's been kind of really, I've been getting lost into what I really love to do, get out with people, um, I like travel. I always wanted to go cruises. Now I don't want to go on cruises. I love to really be around a beach. I don't want to really be around a beach anymore. So I'm losing a lot of my things that I really like to do. And that's where I would like to talk and find out what is going on. It's the mind. I know it's my mindset. So I love it all. Thank you so much for listening, guys.
Thank you, Frida. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate you. So, yes, there's a lot there, and I'm so happy and grateful that you are where you are and doing what you love. And yeah, just little things, little therapies, little techniques to shift it because you already have everything you need inside of you. So you can find me at alightattheend.com is my website, alightattheend.com. You can email me, holisticwellnesswithluz@gmail.com, or you can call me 630-200-8075. You can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I place a lot of amazing content on there in English and in Spanish. And here to serve, definitely here to serve, whatever I can do. Do we have a few minutes?
Well, yeah, we finish this session. We want to start at 10 a.m. our Spanish session.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you
2 little
to
minutes. Mm-hmm.
yes, all the people who joined us this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Marina. Thank you, Viri, Myra. Thank you, Erica, and everyone else. Thank you. This is the big thanks to Greater Southwest Development Corporation of Chicago. This was the English session. Please join us at 10 a.m. in our Spanish session. Follow the link in our page, GSDC Business Alumni on Facebook. And thank you for being this morning with us.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, guys.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank
Someone,
you.
can someone email me Lou's information, the phone number, the website again, and all? I wasn't able to write it down quickly.
Yes, we will, Freda. We'll send you the
Yes.
information.
Thank you,
Wonderful.
Erica.
Thank
Thank
Okay,
you.
so we'll do a 1 little minute little meditation, and then I guess we can close so we can go into the Spanish. But thank you so much, all of you, for being here, and stay strong. You are beautiful, and this too shall pass. So at this moment, if you are able to put your feet on the ground and straighten up your back and close your eyes and take a deep cleansing breath in, breathing in all that love and light and happiness and joy. Filling your belly with air and hold. And slowly release through your mouth. Again, breathing in love and light, happiness, forgiveness, presence, and abundance. And a slow release of all that no longer serves you. And one more deep breath in, breathing love and light and happiness and joy, possibility, abundance. And release the same. And just allow your body to relax and listen to the sounds of this vibration and just be. So for a few moments, I'd like you to connect with your body in gratitude. Starting at your feet, thank your feet for all the beautiful, amazing years that they've served you. And go up and thank your calf and your knees, sending them love. If they've hurt you in the past, just place your hands on your knees and sending loving kindness and gratitude. And coming up to your calf, to your legs, to your thighs, visualizing beautiful light and love. Up to your stomach and each and every organ. Up to your heart center. Place your hands on your heart and just breathe in gratitude. And your shoulders, releasing any guilt and pain and doubt and unforgiveness and letting it go at this moment. Thanking your arms and your hands. Coming back to your heart center, thanking your throat, your vocal cords for speaking your truth and staying quiet when you need it to, and just being. Coming up to your head and thanking your eyes and your nose and your mouth and your ears, and this beautiful brain where everything comes from. Make sure that your thoughts are positive and loving and kind, and you're able to get past through difficult situations knowing that you too are deserving of love and light. And sending thanks to your bones, your muscles, your skin, and even your hair. And taking a deep breath in and releasing slowly. And have a beautiful, blessed day. And that was the shortest meditation ever, but I'm so grateful for your
Yes.
time.
Thank you.
Thank you
You
so
can
much,
do
Luz Marie. Thank you.
You're so welcome. And we'll see you in a few moments for those that are joining us in Spanish, but it's been an honor. You are beautiful. You are light and love. Continue to shine bright.
Thank you, Luz. And thank you, everyone, for being here. We'll see you in a couple minutes.
Thank
Okay.
you. Have a blessed day.
Mayra, I share with you the Google link for the Spanish session. So just click in there and I'll see you right now.